But you know what? I believe in lofty living. I believe in sublime thinking. I want to free myself from all this prejudice and hatred and oppression. See if you can do that. That's a challenge. Unless you and I are prepared to lift ourselves to that level, we can never smell the fragrance of such success. So the Prophet was made to declare publicly that he does not by himself, like none of us. We are living in a divine system. We have to interact. Our very nature is attached to all of these natures around us. And he said, "In ana illa nadhirun wa bashirun liqawmi yu'minun." I am nothing more than a nadhir. A nadhir is one who teaches, who informs, who advises, and who cautions and who warns. Wa bashir, and brings good news to you. Here is a question to myself. All of these questions I put to you, they're to me first. Do you really feel comfortable in the life you're living? You're happy the way your children are? You're happy with the politics of your society? You're happy with the way the religion is being carried on in the community? Then if you're happy, do nothing. Continue the path. And that's for me and you to think. But if you really cannot find room to be that happy, then you and I need to know we need to change. Don't expect some angel going to come and bring about the change. As I told you, the Jews are waiting for the Messiah, and Muslims are waiting for the Mahdi. None of this is established in the Qur'an. This is outside the Qur'an. And you know what kind of people do this? People who have given up hope in changing their own lives, look for somebody else to do the work for them. And that's what has happened. And this philosophy been around for 1500 years with the Arabs and the Iranians, and for thousands of years with the Jews. Neither came to rescue those millions and zillions and trillions of people who died between then and now. And nobody's going to come to rescue you and me. You and I have to rescue our own selves. Here is another one of his declaration. It is found in Surah Al-Qaf, chapter 46, verse 8. Qul, he was commanded again to declare, Ma kuntu bid'an min ar-rusul. I am not a new messenger. Ma kuntu bid'an min ar-rusul. I am not a novelty where messengers are concerned. Of course, you and I would know that we are not the first kind of human beings too. And the Prophet was talking to his people to tell them, it's not the first time that the messenger is coming to a people. What it means, there have been a lot of messengers coming to people. But people have wax in the ears. People have what? Wax in the ears. So the expression goes. Their eyes have a covering over it. And their hearts, they used to say, قُلُوبُنَا غُلْفٌ. قُلُوبُنَا غُلْفٌ. There is a covering, there is a seal over the hearts. And in the Arabic language, the qalb means the emotion as well as the intellect. قُلُوبُنَا غُلْفٌ. But Allah says, no, there is no غُلْف. بَلْ لَعَنَهُمُ اللَّهُ بِكُفْرِهِمْ فَقَلِيلَ مَا يُؤْمِنُونَ. It's not what you see is happening to us. Nothing is wrong with your ears and my ears. We live in a country where we can get our eyes checked by the best specialists. We live in a country where we can get our ears checked by the best specialists. This is a big emphasis in society. We got the best heart surgeons in Canada and in North America, and if you have money, you can get them from wherever they are. But you think that's the problem? That's not the problem. This kind of blindness and deafness and dumbness, physicians can't help you and me with this. We got to be prepared to help ourselves with this. Otherwise, we are not coming out of this. And not only us. Not only us. Here's the bad news, our children. And not only our children, our extended family. So we're taking down a lot of people down the drain with us. We could be their good news. We could change. And if we change, imagine if we all change to be better human beings, where the message of the Prophet becomes the most important thing to us, then a new intellectual Qur'anic revolution will start in the homes. A revolution without bombs. A revolution without planes. A revolution without guns and swords and knives. Those revolutions don't achieve much. This Prophet of Allah brought the revolution that those people who adhere to its principles not only dignify themselves and their families, but were the reasons for the dignity of so many others. You and I can decide that. We can remain in Bangladeshi culture, which is far from Islam. We can remain in Pakistani culture, which is far from Islam. You can remain in Arab culture, which is far from Islam. You can remain in Caribbean culture, which is far from Islam. Or you and I can become the human beings who are born again. Not by slogans, but by preparing to rid ourselves of the darknesses, of the stagnation, of the retrogressiveness in our own lives. I ask that we do it because we all have nice children. We have wonderful families. We need to do it for them. I have that responsibility to my children and my family. And please know, you have that responsibility for yourself and your family. Let us do it for ourselves and our family and the family of the human society at large. So the Prophet was commanded to say, قُلْ مَا كُنْتُ بِدْعًا مِنَ الرُّسُلِ وَمَا أَدْرِي مَا يُفْعَلُ بِي وَلَا بِكُمْ. Hear this? The Prophet said, I am not a new messenger on the scene of human horizon. وَمَا أَدْرِي مَا يُفْعَلُ بِي وَلَا بِكُمْ. And I do not know what will happen to me. وَلَا بِكُمْ. I do not know what will become of me and you. He didn't tell him, hey, I'm the messenger of God. You know who I am? I don't have to worry. This was not his attitude. It doesn't mean if I'm the sheikh, my children don't have to worry. It doesn't mean if my father is the president or the treasurer or the secretary or the maulana or the imam, I don't have to worry. This kind of lackadaisical pagan attitude needs to change. Rather, the people who have enlightenment ought to do more for their children and through them for society. And that is lacking in society. That is lacking in society. We bring the same nasty politics to the masjids and the Muslim organization. We need to change for us and for them. وَلَا أَدْرِي مَا يُفْعَلُ بِي وَلَا بِكُمْ إِنْ أَتَّبِعُ إِلَّا مَا يُوحَى إِلَيْهِ. I do not follow anything else except what has been revealed to me. And chapter 6 verse 19, he told the world through the revelation of the Qur'an what was revealed to him. وَأُوحِيَ إِلَيَّ هَذَا الْقُرْآنِ لِأُنذِرَكُمْ بِهِ وَمَنْ بَلَغْ.